5 years since the last Deus Ex, this could only mean that this new entry has learned from Human Revolution's mistakes, and the long wait was due to the team making sure everything was good before putting the game out the door, right? Right?
Wrong.
The plot starts off pretty simple. Some dirty terrorists have bombed a train station and Adam Jensen needs to find the tossers responsible, but it gets very muddled with so many different factions, characters and unclear motivations, and it makes what should be a simple plot unnecessarily complex. None of the characters really get time to shine because the game just ends out of nowhere with no resolution. So many plot points are left open and quite a few potentially interesting characters barely get any screen time. I was gobsmacked by how short the game is, even when doing a decent amount of side quests. There's only one what I would call proper Deus Ex style mission in the game, Gollum City, which is the one you saw in the trailer. There's a massive variety of ways you can tackle it, with a load of little side objectives you can do if you explore, but other than one mission in the Alps, which is over way too quickly and limited in scope, and the final mission, which again is way too short and limited, most of your story time is spent faffing about in the hub, talking to people and breaking into flats. Whilst the main story missions can be approached in a few different ways, the game clearly doesn't want you to go the full-on action route. I don't care what the box or marketing says, even with the full armor upgrade I was getting taken down way too quickly. The AI is pinpoint accurate to make up for it being stupid, which is why the game doesn't want you to go guns out because you expose this, and when you raise the alarm, 10,000 more enemies materialise out of nowhere. And you know what? This trend is in so many games and it needs to fuck right off. Don't tell me I can go stealth or action, then clearly punish the player for going action. If you want to make a stealth game, make a fucking stealth game. The side quests fare better than the main trail. These all take place in the game's hub world, Prague. They have a more investigative approach to them, flushing out the world and people in it a lot more than the story. The objective of breaking into a person's flat and look at their laptop gets repeated too many times though. Adding to the slog, both the story and side missions suffer from a little too much talking and not enough action. Also, some of your objectives are pretty obtuse. You'll know where you need to go, but finding the right path can be a frustrating trial and error exercise. And whilst Prague really feels like a place where augmented people are oppressed and feared thanks to neat little touches like cops giving you shit when you try to cross checkpoints, which I responded to most times by twatting them in the mouth, it doesn't really make sense when you can run up to a cop with your gun out and aim it right in their face without any consequence, and it damages the story and world even more. What really adds to the frustration is the very clunky controls. Right stick is crouch, left stick is take cover, Y is sprint. Y is sprint. X immediately followed by left trigger puts your weapon away, but don't hold X too long else it brings up the weapon customization. I lost count of how many times the controls fuck me over, especially during firefights. It feels like you spend more of your time in quick menus rather than shooting. There's plenty of ways to build your character. Lots of the old augments from Human Revolution come back with a few new experimental ones. The only one I tried was the Titan armor upgrade. I just didn't get enough praxis to try them all. The spotting augmentation seemed useless because the Predator vision gives you a clear view of where everyone is anyway, but like I said earlier, the game secretly hates you for being aggressive, so it feels like the game wants you to build Jensen as a hacking stealth guy. The gunplay feels stiff, the aim assist fails to kick in quite a bit, and changing your weapon is done through a clunky quick menu. Most of your weapons don't really pack a punch even with the armor piercing ammo. Fair enough, the stealth works well, it's clear when you're visible and how much noise you're making, but I didn't want to play stealthily and I was kind of forced to. And just like Human Revolution, it still has a fucking awful energy system. It's different from the previous game, but it still takes energy to punch people in the face, but not launching what is basically a tactical bombing run out of your suit. I was shocked at Mankind Divided's lack of quality. It feels like the game was made, scrapped, then made again, but they ran out of time. I wouldn't have been bothered by its short length if it was just more of a higher quality, more of the Gollum City style missions basically, but sadly there isn't. Too much time faffing about in the hub and getting racist abuse hurled at you by the police. I wanted to like it, and the components are there for a smashing game, which I caught glimpses of at points, but it all just feels so half-baked.